Hello everyone, come back to Rebel TV. This is just a quick, this is not quick, but yeah, this is just a discussion video about Manchester United and Indian football. Um, I guess first let's dive into talk about Indian football. I guess um, because of course most recently India played a game against Uzbekistan. We lost 3-0, which was I don't mind the result that much to be honest, because we were playing a very good team at the end of the day. But the goals we conceded were unacceptable. The first goal was just really sloppy. Gurpreet could have done better. And defensive marking was just not good. Um, and for the second goal, Suresh gave away such a silly ball. And then they just capitalized on it and scored. Third goal, I mean, our Manveer, our winger, was playing at left back for that goal. So I think that's all I need to say. We did create some good chances. I mean, not really, actually. No. What am I saying? We only created, like, I would say probably one really good opportunity from Rahul KP when he hit the post. But apart from that, really crap chances throughout the game. I will say, I think Apuya, midfielder, had a pretty good game. I think Jingan was good as well. But yeah, apart from that, really lackluster from the last play. And like, if we play, like, the Australia game was much different because, it just we didn't really make any big mistakes. Like, of course, our keeper Gurpreet made an mistake, but it wasn't a huge howler, and like it was. I mean, it didn't really, and like we were probably gonna lose anyways. I mean, second goal wasn't really anyone's individual fault. It was just good football by Australia. So yeah, I mean, like there's a way to lose, and against Australia, that way of losing was fine, but the way we lost to Uzbekistan was not good at all. And yeah, I mean, now we need to beat Syria if we want to have any chance of qualifying for the next round. And even if we beat Syria, the chances will be very slim because our goal difference is really bad. But, I mean, let's see what happens. So yeah, I have idea of me, so I'm just thoughts on the whole situation right now, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add there. What you said was pretty much true. Um, I think India did really. I think there was one chance you guys. I saw the highlights. I didn't get to watch the full game, but I saw like you guys had a really good chance. I think before halftime, the keeper had to make a really good save. If I remember correctly, it was kind of straight at him though. To be fair,
Oh,
the situation.
I think outside the box, right? Like from a free
Yeah,
kick.
I think it was outside the box. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
really
I mean,
exactly remember because I watched it
that
a
was
few days
that
ago.
was not a good chance.
I mean, that was probably the best you guys had.
No, in the second half we hit the post.
Okay, well, I mean, that was the best you guys had in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, for me, like I said before, that I just don't see the goals is just a big issue for me when it comes to India. Like defense, I don't think it was. I mean, yeah, defense was bad against Uzbekistan, but in general, I feel like your defense is good. It's just that attack is just I don't know where the goals are coming from. That's the issue.
Yeah. And also, I think, yeah, I mean, of course, a lot of people are talking about Sunil Chetri. Are you guys Indian? Why do we get asked about the origin a lot for some reason? No, I'm not. Yeah, I am Indian. I'm half Indian. I'm half Thai, but I'm declared Indian. And AD is not Indian, but he is, well, from Bangladesh, and Bangladesh has close association with India. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, going back to
Well, at
Sunil
least
Chetri.
Thailand's doing well.
I mean, yeah, Thailand is doing well, so at least I want him to support. Uh,
We can
yeah,
about
that's.
Thailand too if you want, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I get it a lot because my accent's a bit weird. When I speak Hindi, my accent's a bit weird as well, but it is what it is. So yeah, going back, yeah, Sunil Chetri. A lot of people criticizing Sunil Chetri, and I don't really like it personally. I don't like it because he wasn't good. I'll admit that. I think he was a bit lackluster, especially for his standards. But it's because of him we've reached this point, and now because of factors which aren't his fault, like age, we're gonna like hate on him. So I don't really like that personally.
Yeah, and the thing is, like,
But like, oh,
for me,
he's
what you
cinematic.
should be blaming for India, yeah, the defense, in my opinion, has been the big issue for India in this Asian Cup. 5 goals in 2 games is bad. Conceding
Yeah, I
five.
mean, again, I mean, Australia 2-0, that's fine, but yeah, Uzbekistan gave away some really silly goals.
Were you impressed with Uzbekistan on the day?
Honestly, no. I think we had more possession. Of course, I know they probably let us have possession, but still, I think at times in the first half, actually no, throughout the game, we actually had a go at them. We didn't just talk about us; we actually went for it, and we played some decent football. And against Australia, I'm pretty sure we were not capable of doing that. Even after they went 1-0 up, we were not capable of doing what we did against Uzbekistan. So I think Uzbekistan. Of course, I think Uzbekistan might top the group, but from what I saw of the two games, Australia and Uzbekistan, Australia looks more impressive to me.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia. I mean, the thing is, Australia just don't even need to win; they just need to draw. Whereas Uzbekistan have to win.
Yeah. That's against Australia.
Wait, what do you say?
That's against Australia.
Yeah,
Right?
Uzbekistan play Australia. Yeah, Uzbekistan play Australia in the final match day.
That'd be interesting then, because then, oh damn. So, but yeah, I think so our next game against Syria on, I believe Thursday, gonna be a big game.
Wait, it's on Thursday. I thought it was Tuesday.
Tuesday? No, it's 23rd.
Yeah, today. Yeah, it is Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Oh, my bad. Oh, that's nice. That's a holiday for me. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, it's gonna be a big game. And do I think we can beat Syria? I think we're capable of doing it. But Syria have been pretty impressive. They held Uzbekistan to a draw, and they also they put up a really good fight against Australia. So I think we're capable of doing it, but we'll have to be at the top of our game.
Yeah, and the thing is, like you said, even if you guys do beat Syria, you're not. I don't think you're guys going to smash Syria. So like, it's going to probably be a 1-0 win.
Yeah,
at best.
Yeah, and I think like 4 points I think would be probably enough to go through, but 3 points will need some luck to go through.
Yeah, and also Syria also needs to win this game too. It's not just you guys. So they're also it's a must win for both teams, to be fair.
Yeah, and I'm looking at all of the teams. Okay, so far only 2 teams in the competition who are third place have gotten 3 points. That's Bahrain and Indonesia. And how many? It's 3 teams, right, to advance?
4.
4. So it depends. Then it really depends on how the other games go. So if they if the points are the same, then will goal difference be the factor?
Yeah, it's gonna be actually head to head.
Oh wait, how will that work?
Yeah, basically whichever team, like if 2 teams are just level on points, then whichever team beat the
No,
other team.
I mean with the third place teams.
Oh, you mean like the ranking those teams? Yeah, then I think it goes to goals scored.
Goals scored. Oh crap.
Yeah, basically you guys have to smash Syria. That's basically the only way I could see you guys making it.
Yeah, I mean I'm saying Tajikistan scored 1. Palestine, did they score any? Yep, they scored 2. Indonesia, I think they must have scored. They won. Yeah, they scored 2 goals. Bahrain scored 2 goals. And shout out to Bahrain, by the way, last minute winner against Malaysia. And then Oman.
Very sad for Malaysia, man.
Yeah, Oman scored 1 goal as well. So yeah, I mean, we're the only team that hasn't scored a single goal. So I think we need to score more than 1 goal. It'll be tough. But yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, you were also talking about there not being any upset.
Yeah, and I was wrong. I think you disconnected, or maybe it's my end or something.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, sorry, my power went out. Connected with data.
Oh.
Right. So yeah, I was saying, you're talking about there not being any upsets in the Asian Cup. Well, I think someone heard you from the AFC.
You know that meme that says like, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, but Japan was just like, "Hold my beer."
Oh my god, I still can't believe that happened. I'm still
Man,
disbelieving.
You know what's the most shocking thing as well? Iraq, they drew against us just a few months ago. So that's how far they've come.
Wow. Iraq is pretty underrated, I would say. I think people need to respect Iraq more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I certainly think. I mean, yeah, right now, I mean, yeah, they're in a really good position to qualify for first, actually. They just need a point.
They actually mathematically secured first because, like I said, told you before, head to head. So even if they lose the final game, I don't really like head to head as tiebreaker in my opinion. Unless for me, it only makes sense if it's like a league style. No, not league style. Like the Champions League makes sense because you play both times, right? Whereas in a cup competitions, you only play once. So I don't think it's fair.
World Cup is no difference, right? As well.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair. Like for me, it should be goal difference as tiebreaker. I don't know why it's head to head.
Yeah, but I mean, even if they're following goal difference, Iraq have 3 goal. That's 3 goal difference. Japan has 1.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I would expect Iraq to beat Vietnam anyway. Vietnam are eliminated, so.
Yeah, and Indonesia won a game as well. Like they're I think they're like much lower than us in the rankings. It's like that's very impressive.
Yeah, I just saw what is it called? I saw the highlights. I saw the game, and my goodness me, man, Vietnam looked really disappointing.
And man, like it just shows that, of course, I don't. Of course, I'm not going to be harsh because I think out of all of the lower ranked teams, we probably had the toughest group because Uzbekistan and Australia are 2 very good teams. But still, if Indonesia are capable of getting a result against Vietnam, I think we should be good. We are capable.
Yeah, I mean, like at least they get a draw. Like a draw. I don't think a draw was too far fetched.
Yeah, but I am actually happy that we went for it. Actually, we didn't just park the bus. If like I would honestly prefer if we went for it and lost 3-0 rather than just parking the bus and losing 1-0.
I see.
Because actually playing, actually trying to go for it against Uzbekistan, it shows progression.
Do you think Asian football is on the rise in general?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you look at the players now, I think if you compare now and like the 80s and 90s, there's so many more Asian players who are better well known and who are playing in top leagues in Europe.
Yeah, because I look at the last. Remember the last Asian Cup? It got expanded, and then we saw what the Asian teams did at the World Cup, like South Korea advanced, Japan advanced. And they knocked out some heavyweights like Uruguay and Germany are like 2 teams are like regulars. They do really well in the World Cup, historically speaking, in general. So that's pretty impressive. Would you say?
I mean, yeah, it is pretty impressive, and yeah, and yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big game against Syria. Of course, we also had a few injury concerns, but yeah, I mean, I think we can't really complain about injuries because Uzbekistan had their best player out as well. So yeah, and so something very interesting actually happened. So I'm in a Discord server, which is basically for Indian football, and basically the kind of like the owner, or like kind of like the founder of the server, he got in touch with head academy coach of Gokulam Kerelas, which is a club which plays in the I League, which is the 2nd division of Indian football. And he actually gave the opportunity for server members to ask questions directly to the coach because he also has a Discord server. He gave
awesome.
he gave some pretty good input about one of the key things I saw him answering was one of the guy basically asked how many estimated years it might take for us, referring to India, to develop a grassroots foundation to its finest, respecting we are in a developing phase. So he basically he also compared it to Japan, and he basically said that in India there are many players with significant potential waiting to be unlocked, but a considerable number of them may feel that the window of opportunity has closed. For individuals who are getting up for college, what strategies would you that's a question, sorry. The coach answered referring to Japan. He basically said that it took Japan 20 to 25 years to finally have a team that can compete at the highest level and beat the likes of Germany and Spain, and they went all out for it. If India goes half-heartedly for this, then they will take longer than that. And I think even very interestingly, our coach recently talked about the fact that Indian origin players are not allowed to play for the national team. By Indian origin, he means referring to kind of people like me, actually, who lived and was raised outside of India, but from an Indian family, has Indian origin, so they're still considered Indian. And there are many players. I believe there's a player in Swansea, I believe, who plays for Swansea, who's of Indian origin. I think even there was one Liverpool Academy player. I'm not sure if he's there right now, but there was one Liverpool Academy player who was of Indian origin. There was one player who was on loan, I think, in New Zealand, who actually played for Bayern. He's also of Indian origin. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird that we're not allowing these players to play for India because I think they will make a big difference.
Do you think? Excuse me. The problem with India, in my opinion, excuse me, is just the way they treat the sport. It's kind of like with us with American football. Is that you guys have to take it seriously. Have to prioritize, be your number one. Because
but the thing with the US is that the US has such a big economy that even though they kind of don't put football as a priority, it still gets massive investment, even if it's not a priority.
Yeah, that's the problem with you guys. That you make a good point because India economy is really bad compared to USA. You know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, USA is actually trying to develop. And I think the major collapse of not making the 2018 World Cup actually, obviously, it was a bad thing at the time, but actually, I think in the long term, it actually helped out a lot because if we did qualify, we probably wouldn't have seen so many young players get into the team. You know, they'd be like, it's working fine, so why don't we change? Why should we change? You know, it's kind of this narrative, this kind of rhetoric that why bother changing if it's already working, right? They would use this mindset, I think so. Do you think the setback in the Asian Cup will force India Federation to change? Like, hey, we did so bad in the Asian Cup. We need to fix up and perform better next time.
See, unlike the Indian, of course, I would say, let's say hypothetically the US had an absolutely crap World Cup. Let's say they came last in the group, hypothetically. If the US fans came out and protested, there would be a massive protests in areas all around the US. Your federation would probably, take on feedback, a lot of feedback from that, right?
Yeah.
So, but in India, I mean, this is just one football club. So there's a football club called East Bengal, based in Bengal, which is the oldest and one of the most historically respected Indian football clubs. I think one of the oldest clubs in Asia, I believe. And they basically they were in financial ruins. And in the ISL, which is the first league of Indian football, they were consistently finishing 10th or 11th, and the league consisted of like 12 teams. So then the fans made a big protest, and the owners of the East Bengal fans' response was to send policemen to basically beat up the fans and make them go away. So whatever us Indians say, we can only say it in through social media and things like that. If we actually go try and protest about this, it'll end to the similar fate as the East Bengal fans.
Wait, I got a question. Was it like violent protest or just peaceful protest?
I mean, yeah, I would have considered it a riot. Like there was like riots outside the stadium.
That because the thing is, like, there's a way of protesting, but you don't want to do a riot. You don't want to be aggressive with it because that causes because whenever you bring violence into things, it gets worse. It just gets worse. I just know it for a fact.
I mean, but what would you consider violence? I mean, I remember United fans broke into Old Trafford and they cancelled the Liverpool game. So would you consider that violence?
Did they damage anything? Like, did they destroy any property, anything like that?
Not really. I mean, people were just like messing around, kicking balls into goalpost.
I mean, I guess I guess it's like playful. I don't know, honestly. But do you remember the Brazil-Argentina game? Obviously, I know you didn't watch in real time. It was way too late. But I don't know if you know this. Actually, I think you do know this. That there was the game was delayed because the fans were like there was like a huge mess going on in the game, like the stadium. That for me was violent.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, still, like, also, of course, I mean, it's probably a culture difference, but generally over here, Indians are, especially Indian security, they're much more strict than other countries, and they're much more open to physical violence, the security in here. So yeah, I mean, whatever we can say, it'll only be through social media, and it's only people in power like the president and like some of the senior figures in the AIFF, just in the Football Federation. Only these people can make significant changes.
Yeah. I remember when Ghana qualified for the World Cup, a lot of the players wanted to represent Ghana. Do you think of, like, hypothetically, let's say, if India do qualify for the World Cup, do you think a lot of Indian players will want to try to represent this national team, or you don't think? What do you think?
I think like Indian origin players.
Yeah.
I would tell them to piss off. You weren't here when we needed you, and now you want to come to us now that we qualified for a World Cup. Yeah, you can piss off.
Yeah, like you're just there to ride the glory.
Yeah, glory hunters.
So, let's go. Ferran Torres score again. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so-
I just think for India, man, it's like, what is going to take for cricket to not be the number one? Because I think that's how things are going to change. Because otherwise, I think things will stay the same.
And see, like, okay, like for the Cricket World Cup final, that was like one of the first times I actually properly watched cricket, because like after watching that final, I kind of understood, like, okay, I get it why cricket is so popular, and after the game, I was just like, because I mean, my whole class was watching cricket, and most of them are not into sports, and like one of them are kind of into sports, but all of them were watching the final because it's cricket. And then after the game, I was saying that it's a disgrace, which we won committed, and I was just criticizing us in the final. And then they kind of had a go at me and basically told me to not criticize the players because of all the abuse that they get and stuff. Because yeah, I mean that is true. A lot of because like of course since in cricket is such a massive sport, like I like whenever like I think last time when we lost to Pakistan, there were like people like our fans were throwing like tomatoes and stuff at the players after we lost. So it can also get pretty intense, but that doesn't mean that they cannot be criticized. And the reason that they're not criticized is because it's also of the abuse as well. That's of course a sympathy factor, but the reason why I was so pissed off is because you see such massive investment. You see cricket everywhere, and you see the cricket team, our cricket team, which was a really good team, and we were at our home ground, and you see us losing in the final. And in my opinion, there was a bit of lack of effort from the players because I saw Australia players, they were like full on diving, full on running. I didn't see that from our players. Of course, I've only watched like one cricket game in my life, so maybe I'm no expert, so maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's what I saw. And so when I see that from our Indian cricket team, that's massive investment. And when I compare that to the Indian football team, which sometimes could not even afford plane tickets, it's a disgrace. So frankly, I have no idea what because cricket will not die down. That will never happen. So I don't know what the situation.
It's really weird because I know a lot of Indians like you are like so huge. Like whenever I saw this even when Argentina won the World Cup. Like I know this is kind of similar, but there was a lot of Bangladesh fans that were very happy. They were celebrating. They were watching. And I'm sure there's a lot of Indians as well. And it's crazy because the fan support is there. Like the people are there. It's just there's not enough investment and commitment from the higher up.
It's that there's so many people who they support European clubs like me, of course, with United, but they don't take at all any interest in Indian football at all, which I don't get personally.
And it's just also kind of sad because the thing is like you should support your national team wherever position they're in, even if they're like one of the worst teams. Even if you're from San Marino, you should still try to watch San Marino. Support them.
I mean, in my opinion, you should even like find a club. Okay, maybe find a. I don't know if you should find a club, but at least watch like a few games for Indian football. Like I've been to my teams, Jamshedpur FC, my Indian team. I've been to their stadium. I've watched the ISL final in Goa. I've been to multiple national team games. Like this, of course, I'm not like I watch much more of United than Indian football, but I still keep up with Indian football with what I can. So I'm trying to make an effort, but I feel like there's just so many people who are just not making an effort with Indian football, and they're just supporting the European team because they want to see good football.
Yeah, that for me is Glory Hunter. You're a I don't really like to say this word, but you know what I'm talking about. PLA. I don't want to say that word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Then I actually now I just found my questions. I actually also asked two questions to the coach who came on a Discord server. So my first question was, I said that I'm also a young person who is aspiring to be a professional footballer. So my question is, what advice would you give to any Indian like me who is aspiring to become a professional footballer? So his response was, continue pursuing your dreams and surround yourself with positive people who will always allow you to chase your dream. It won't be easy. There will be moments you want to give up, but that's just part of the journey. My second question was just more about Indian football in general. So I asked, what changes would you make to ensure that Indian football can eventually produce players who are good enough to play in good European leagues? So he said that again the politics with the whole AIFF, or the Indian Football Federation, it's make state FAs accountable for everything and stop providing for ton funds to them if they don't fulfill the criteria enough of the Friends Club and actually work for improvement. So basically, what he's referring to is that to Football Federation and the states, like because of course India is a very big country, each state has their own government, which is very big, and no, I think apart from Kerala, I think no other state and Odisha maybe, this is where I'm staying right now, no other state is today providing a lot of funds for Indian football. So I mean that's the main reason. What he said. Um, so yeah, I mean I don't know what to, and it's gonna be. Uh, of course, I did see something that it's very possible that India will host a few games in the 2024 World Cup. But of course, that's great and all. But why wait? What's it right now? Yeah, why wait 10 years? Why want wait a whole decade to see India play in a World Cup? Like we can do it. We can go like maybe not 2026, at least 2030. We can go for it.
yeah. So yeah, man. Obviously, I think I think it's fair to say the Asian Cup journey is probably over. And let's see if we,
Yeah.
because I think you guys are in a good position to make the next round of the qualifiers. So uh, maybe
Yeah,
that
but the
will.
thing, yeah, but the thing is, if we aren't capable of beating Uzbekistan, then we'll probably get knocked out in round three.
Mm, yeah, I mean, just for your sake, I hope you guys don't play Uzbekistan again.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, man, it's tough, but yeah, I mean, we're here for the journey, I guess, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens against Syria. I mean, I'm hoping that we can at least like just get a win against Syria. If we can win against Syria, then at least that would be like a glimmer of hope and something that we can carry into the future.
Yeah, I just hope you guys can at least score one goal.
Yeah, like literally, the Indian football fans I know who said that just one goal and we'll be happy, which is really sad because going into this competition, our expectation was that we could draw against Uzbekistan and we could beat Syria, but now we can't even score a goal. So yeah, do we need to win against Syria. So yeah, I guess we talked a lot about India. So I guess we can briefly uh, talk about. I mean, let's go score by the way.
Yeah, I just saw, and of course he's happy. Well, I mean, I can't blame him.
Republican celebration.
Well, let me see. I don't wait. Did he celebrate? I mean, he's not. He's a Real Madrid player, former. I don't think he played for Barca. So.
No, yeah,
Oh, you're
no,
asking?
because yeah, like he probably picked the ball up, right?
Yeah. What is the defending for that goal?
So yeah, going to United. So yeah, today West Ham drew, which is good for us. Kind of sad to say, but yeah, it is good for us because now we'll only be 3 points off them, and now we're still 8 points off Spurs. So, but yeah, there was some pretty significant development with the last few days because what's his name? I forgot his name, but I didn't see his name. Omar Bereda
The
has
Man City
left.
CEO left. Went to United.
Now, do you think that this is in relation to City's choices? That's why he left.
Possibly. I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't have much evidence. I'm just going by what I think. this may possibly be something related, or maybe he just left for a new adventure. But my thing is, why did he go to rivals club? That's kind of odd to me.
I mean, I guess it's kind of different though for football, like senior figures. I guess they don't really care. I guess it's just about money.
Yeah, I suppose, but it just kind of feels a bit odd. Like, is he maybe he wants to go there and try to expose City at United? Is it because he can't expose City at City, obviously?
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, this is someone who's been at Manchester City since 2011. He's signed the likes of De Bruyne and Haaland for City. And yeah, of course, we have some other changes. Maybe we can bring in Dan Ashworth, who worked at Newcastle, Paul Mitchell, who worked at clubs like Spurs, Southampton, and Leipzig. And we, of course, Sir David Brailsford, who is a very experienced man when it comes to sport, who is the right-hand man of Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So yeah, some good, and these are the type of changes which I really like because it's because realistically our signings on the pitch have not been good enough, and that starts from the top of the club. So fixing the top of the club, and then like that will massively improve our transfer department. And I think, of course, if we start making good transfers, then of course we can start getting back to where we need to be. But yeah, I mean, again, looking at the transfer market, I don't really know which player we can sign because, of course, we need to make signings, at least two signings. We need to make this window a striker and probably a centre back or a midfielder, one of them. But yeah, right now, there's not. I mean, can you think of any player on loan we can get?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to say because obviously, he's done really good science and job. But the thing is, like, I don't know how much is gonna change. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I mean, CEO can change a lot, of course.
Yeah, I just don't think you guys are gonna make any signs this month. I think there's not really much time left.
I think we can. It just depends on. I think we will. I don't think we'll. I don't think they'll do that. Like, we might do what we did with Gallo, where we were waiting for an opportunity, but last moment, but on that line day we couldn't find anyone good, so we just went for whoever we wanted to. We just went for anyone. So I think we'll either get anyone or we'll get someone good if the opportunity is there. So yeah, I think it just depends on the opportunities that come.
Oh my jeez, Barcelona, man.
2-2.
This club, man.
It's 2-2.
Yeah, it's 2-2.
Who scored?
You just go again.
Oh my god.
Oh, by the way, I know it's a little off topic. Real Madrid got a controversial win against Almeria. I don't know if you saw it. I saw the goals.
Yeah. But I didn't see the goals, but I did hear that the first or second, I don't know which one, but yeah, first and I think second, yeah, it was very controversial.
Yeah. Man, no. And for me, Barca's first goal shouldn't have counted. That was offside. So, La Liga refs, man, you got to fix up, man. People just say, we should have a competition. Which refs are worse? EPL, La Liga.
I mean, you have had a lot of. I mean, let's not. I mean, Barca have also had some controversy with refs as well.
Like, let's be real. All. I'm pretty sure all big clubs have had one major controversial incident with referees.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, I don't want to like hate or anything, but yeah, boss. I mean, didn't you have like a case against you or something?
Yeah. It's weird for me. It's weird in La Liga though, because for me, it should. If I would say it's more. I don't really remember any. I don't really remember any like that kind of stuff. Whereas Champions League, I remember there's like 2 games where I can remember in the Champions League. Anyways, we're going a bit off topic, but yeah, what I'm trying to say here is that, for Manchester United, man, you guys have to get Champions League this season. Otherwise, the season's a failure, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I do think that if he wins the FA Cup, I think I'll keep him in the job because it's a trophy. But
what are you sure though? What if you don't get Champions League? I'm not sure if he will stay though.
I mean, it depends on Sir Jim Ratcliffe, of course, but I mean, realistically, do you honestly think United have the fourth best squad in England?
Okay, let's see. Manchester City is better. Liverpool.
Chelsea, Arsenal, sorry, not Chelsea, sorry. Arsenal.
You guys are
Liverpool.
better than Chelsea.
Yeah. Arsenal, Liverpool, and City immediately. All of them. Yeah.
See, it's tricky though because for that fourth place spot, I can't definitively tell you which team is getting fourth. I think those three I said are like locked in for top three.
But I mean, honestly, I think Villa have the better squad. Honestly,
My problem with Villa is that how much they're going to prioritize will it Conference League be a distraction for them?
I mean, I also think Spurs have a better squad than us.
See, the thing is, Son is going to miss a few games. That's a problem for Spurs. And I feel like Son's
Wait, when's the final for the Asian Cup?
I think it's February 10th.
Okay, so I mean, it's only 1 or 2 games, I think.
I know, but like I'm just saying, like this top 4 races, I think going to be top 4/top 5 is going to be a close race. I don't think so like even like 1 or 2 points may be decisive to get top 4. Do you remember? I think it was a few seasons ago. Last season, as bad as Newcastle were, as bad as Liverpool were, Liverpool only finished, I think, like 2 points behind Newcastle, I think, if I remember correctly, or maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it is true, but still, I think in terms of squad depth and stuff, I mean, we've also had injuries, so I think all those factors come into play. I mean, it depends really on the context of like if we finish 5th, it really depends on the context. So yeah, I mean, Liverpool today won 4-0 against Bournemouth. Arsenal won 5-0 against Palace. So yeah, those teams are not stopping. So yeah.
Wow, Liverpool even put 4 even without Salah.
Yeah, I mean Jota. I had Jota and Nunez were really good today.
Dude, Jota is underrated, man. This guy's clinical, man.
Yeah. Wait, I'm just looking at the goal here. So the controversy is that people claim that it hit his hand, Vinicius' hand, but like people online claim that it hit his shoulder, but the referees claim that it hit his shoulder.
Yeah, I heard Almeida third goal didn't stand, so that I think that was also people saying that should have counted. Oh my God, Batista beat it. It feels like ever since we scored the second goal, we were like sitting back.
Not good, but yeah.
I hate when teams do this, man. Go super defensive after you take the lead. After you go take the lead.
But that doesn't make sense. Why would Xavi do that? Like he knows that he should not do this. He should know this.
We did this last season, man. We got away with it, and he's trying to repeat here, and it's just like
I don't get this though. I don't get why do players do things that they weren't taught when they were players. Like when Xavi played for Barcelona, they would never do this. Barcelona would try to score whatever the scoreline was. If it was 7-0 or if it was 2-0 to the opposition team, they would always try to score.
Yeah. We're ruthless.
And it doesn't make sense. This happened with Oli as well. He was one of the best substitution players of all time, and he was absolutely crap at making substitutions.
Oh yeah, I remember. I mean, there was a few occasions where I think substitution did save, but most of the time it didn't work.
Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't really make sense when players aren't, doing what they aren't using their experiences from their careers in their.
You know what's people don't realize that just because you're a really good player doesn't mean you're a really good manager.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense because like Sir Alex was an unheard of football player. Pep is kind of different, but Mourinho was not known. Conte was not known. I mean, he played for Juventus.
So, I don't think he was like one of the best players. I don't think he was that level of amazing.
I think he scored against Leicester. I think it's Champions League in the semifinals, 1999.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, I mean, there's
Klopp. Oh yeah, Jurgen Klopp is another one.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, I mean, he was a footballer, but yeah, he was not known. There's Graham Potter. I mean, he's not really a good manager.
I don't think Potter's a good example.
Thomas Tuchel.
Tuchel's a good example, I guess.
Yeah, Hansi Flick. I mean, international managers as well. Joachim Low. And so, yeah, I mean, like just because you're a good, yeah, like players' managerial careers, they don't really have any big correlation. Of course, in some cases, I think it could help. Like I think with Zidane, Ancelotti, uh, maybe with um, maybe with Pep as well. I think their playing careers might have had some influence for the managerial careers, but in most cases, it's different.
Yeah. So for Man United,
Yeah.
would you rather win the FA Cup and not finish top four, or would you rather finish top four and not win the FA Cup?
Yeah, finish top four, of course.
Yeah. Because for me, I don't think both is possible. I don't think you guys can do both, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, we don't have a squad depth.
So you're gonna have to pick and choose. And for me, I know normally a trophy is better, but in my opinion, I think you guys should get top four. I think that's probably more because you guys are gonna need to get back to the Champions League.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, are they abandoning this new format? Because that's what I heard.
I don't really know, honestly. Who knows? I personally don't think they'll abandon it since they already made the plans for it, and it feels like it would just feel like a waste. Like what we spent so much time just to cancel it like that. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, but then they would be like, okay, if we stick with this format, the Super League would be dead, basically.
I don't know, man. I don't think there's been any new developments on that, any news on that. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. We'll probably have a decision be made during the summer, if I had to make a guess. Which I think will be too late. Come on, you got to make a decision now. Don't wait until summer, man, because we have the Champions League qualifying rounds. That also is going to affect the qualifying rounds. So you need to make a decision now, man.
And yeah, also for the what's it called, for the for fifth place, people discussing if fifth place would be Champions League football for the Premier League. It probably won't be because both Newcastle and United got knocked out in fourth position in the Champions League. So I think the coefficient will be too low.
Do you think if Aston Villa and West Ham hypothetically wins their Europa League and Conference League, do you think that would save it, or you don't think it's going to make a difference?
Aston Villa, honestly,
I mean, Aston Villa have a good chance. I don't think West Ham can win the Europa League. I think that's too far.
They should go for it. I think they should go for the Europa League because Emily also has experience of winning it, unfortunately.
No, but I don't know. What English? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, Liverpool. I forgot Liverpool is in the Europa League. Liverpool, West Ham, any other English teams? Oh,
Brighton.
right.
Oh, Brighton. Did they have a good actually? But I have to check.
Yeah, Brighton could all. I mean, and the Conference League, I think it's just Aston Villa. So
yeah, Conference League, it's just Villa.
Oh yeah, we're also not taking into consideration what Man City. So Man City, basically, English Premier League wins all three competitions, and I think you guys might get fifth place.
Yeah, maybe, but we shouldn't.
That's gonna be hard. All three to win.
Yeah, we shouldn't rely on that. We should just go for fourth because it'll be confirmed then.
Oh yeah, fourth is like guaranteed. Fifth is like speculative. You're not sure.
Yeah, so yeah, we should aim for that. And yeah, I mean, we've got. I mean, wait, actually, let me look at that schedule for when we come back. In the Prem at least. So United. So Wolves. Okay, bloody hell. So first 5 games after coming back: Wolves, West Ham, Villa, Luton, and Fulham. I think Luton is fine, of course. Fulham is fine. I think Wolves to some extent is fine, but West Ham and Villa will be tough. And of course we beat Villa, but I don't know how we beat Villa, to be honest. So
dude, it's gonna be hard to beat them at Villa Park.
yeah, Villa Park as well. Yeah, I mean, we have West Ham at Old Trafford, so maybe that'll go decent. But yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys need revenge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Wait, actually, when is the West Ham game?
I think it's. Wait, let me check. I think February 10th. I think February 4th.
Okay, now that's weird. There is maybe a chance Kudos might play that game, depending what Ghana does in the group stage.
I mean, Ghana are going to the level.
If Ghana don't beat Mozambique, I think they're basically out of the AFCON. So,
but Mozambique aren't that good, right?
Yeah, I know they're not that good. So Ghana, basically, you need to hope that Ghana wins.
That is really sad,
I'm telling you, Kudos is a great player, man. I'm not joking around. He's actually a good player.
Yeah, I know, but that's why it's sad that we're afraid of a West Ham player.
Oh, I understand now. Like we have to like pray that he doesn't play that game.
Yeah. Maybe got Shaw is. I mean, actually Shaw could be back for that game, so maybe it'll be fine.
I'm telling you, man, Kudos is a baller.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic player. He might leave. You know what's crazy? I think he might leave West Ham after next season. Only being there 2 seasons.
But to where?
Yeah, I don't know. He might go to like a top 6 club. I could see like matches that he swoop in. I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe, but they don't need a winger.
No, not like now. But like, actually, yeah. To be fair, they just signed him. Maybe they might. You know, I could see maybe Liverpool sign him, replace Salah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, you should read the comments. I don't think we have read the comments.
Oh yeah, sorry. United. I want to. Okay, here. So I want Benzema, Olise, De Ligt, Kimmich, Kubo. United is better to grow 2024.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right. There's no way all those players are gonna join this year.
Yeah. Benzema, no way he's leaving Saudi. He's been linked to Arsenal and stuff. He's not going. I think he's happy there. Also, people like, of course, a lot of people are talking about Henderson leaving as well. I think it's different though for Henderson because I think culture has a big difference in it. Because with Henderson, he was, I'm pretty sure he's a Christian, and I'm pretty sure he's English, of course. So I think the culture difference might have been a big impact. So I think, but Benzema is Muslim, and I think he has some Arabic background. So I think he's happy in Saudi. Olise, yeah, I think reasonable, fine. The Ligt, it depends on the investment. I could, yeah, it'd be expensive. I could see it happening, especially if the next days. I could see it happening. The Ligt and the Sancho, I think it'll be a good partnership, but massive investment again. So it all depends on Ineos. Kimmich and Kubo, forget about it. Forget about it.
I probably shouldn't speak about Kubo. I took it wrong.
I mean, Kubo could happen, but again, very expensive. But Kimmich, he will not join, man. Yeah, come on.
Dude, and like I said, man, Kimmich, in my opinion, he's not even that great of a DM, in my opinion. He's better as a right back, in my opinion. So, and you guys don't really need right backs, I don't think. So.
No, we can't. So, yeah, and of course, shout out to Bayer Leverkusen. They wanted at the depth again, and Bayern Munich dropped 3 points. And Harry Kane actually put a curse on Bayern Munich?
It's really funny. He wins the Euros.
Oh man, he's doing so well in the Bundesliga as well. He's on track to break the scoring record in the Bundesliga, but yeah, he's could potentially not even win it.
In my opinion, I think I heard some Bayern fans say this is the best a team has done in the Bundesliga title race for a long time.
Yeah.
You know the crazy thing is Leverkusen still haven't lost a game.
Yeah, man. And they drew against Bayern as well. Last time they played. Yeah, at their ground. And now, wait, when do they play Bayern next?
I think it's February 10th. It's like February,
10th of February. Man, that's gonna be a big game. And yeah, I mean, it'll be so like I think clubs are like, I think Real Madrid would swoop in for Xabi Alonso personally. I think if he wins the Bundesliga.
Well, the thing is, they already got Ancelotti extend to 2026.
But honestly, I think they could like just sack him and go.
Oh, that would be so harsh, man.
No, it would be harsh. But dude, think about it. The last coach to win the Bundesliga, who was not with the Bayern team, was Jurgen Klopp, and we know how good he is. So I think like this is just too good of an opportunity to pass up.
Would you take Xabi at Man United?
No,
oh no.
I'll stick
no, never mind. Because I just remember he's a Liverpool player.
That's true as well.
Forgot about that. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude, I would take him over Xavi Hernandez right now in my club, but I know it ain't happening.
I mean, do you think he'll go to Bayern?
Dude, that would be that would be so messed up, man. But you know what's
He
fun?
should-
You know what's crazy? As messed up as that would be, I could see Bayern do that. I mean, they did take Nagelsmann from
And yeah,
Leipzig.
but like Tuchel is getting sacked without question. If he doesn't have a Bundesliga, without question, he's getting sacked.
What if he wins the Champions League?
Probably not. But I mean, if they can't even beat Werder Bremen, what chance do they have of winning the Champions League?
I know, man, but here's the thing, though. Remember, Chelsea lost to West Brom at home, 5-2, and they still went on to win the Champions that same season.
Yeah, but that was with Lampard.
No, they. I mean, yeah. To be fair, they lost 5-2. But actually, I know. I think they lost. They even lost to West Brom with Tuchel, I think.
Yeah, but they were still doing really well at the time. Bayern, they aren't doing well.
Yeah. Hey, respect Werder Bremen, man.
Yeah, and also, I mean, they have a good starting 11, but apart from that, I think they don't have a good team. Apart from the starting 11.
Yeah. And to be fair, I do think in some ways they kind of did get lucky because Roger didn't start that final. So I do. The thing is, do City win that final with Rodri? I don't know, honestly.
No, I don't think so. Because
Yeah, that's difficult to say.
I mean, because that's why Chelsea won the previous year. Because Rodri didn't start.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say to this day, but the thing I'm trying to say here is that it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
I mean, look at this season. I mean, I think they lost like 2 or 3 games, and that was the only reason they lost those games was because Rodri didn't play.
Oh yeah. You know, I think that I heard this crazy stat out there that Manchester City haven't lost with Rodri for a long time.
Yeah, they haven't.
That's insane. And that's why I say Rodri for me is Man City's best player. I don't care about Haaland. I don't care about KDB. He is the most important for me.
Because like if there's no Haaland, there's Alvarez. If there's no De Bruyne, there's Foden, there's Silva. But if there's no Rodri, who is then?
Phillips.
Oh man.
You know, Calvin Phillips might be one of the worst science Pep has ever done in his history.
Probably the worst, yeah. And now he's cutting maybe off Newcastle, maybe.
Bro, dude, Calvin Phillips, man. Like, is he that bad, or he's just not getting used much, or is it both?
He's a good player. I mean, he was one of the best players in the Euros. He was a good player at Leeds. United wanted him as well. In the summer because of Ronaldo. But it's just game time and injuries and all that stuff. And the fact he still gets calls up for England, man, that's just messed up.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. I guess almost an hour even live. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to smash that button and subscribe if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be notified when we upload next video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Oh my God, Kyrgyzstan's